Hi everybody and welcome to another Journal with Me video. In today's video I am going to be setting up my January monthly layout in my monthly Midori insert, and I'm going to be using the January the Stationery selection box. And I did an unboxing for this and I will link it here so that you can find that video if you're interested in watching the unboxing for the supplies. But I'm just going to use some of the supplies to decorate my layout, and I had a lot of fun with it because it had sort of a galaxy type of feel to it. There was lots of blacks and purplies and bright colors, and I thought I would just sort of play on that. The washi tape that was included had this really fun galaxy feel and lots of purples, pinks, and blues. So I sort of was pulling from that whole vibe across the entire layout. And so I'm using some of the stickers that were included as well. But I also pull in some washi tape from London Gifties, and I will be sure to mention when I bring that in. And I use a white ink pad, and I just do a lot of really fun masking techniques that I haven't done in the past. And I have seen the masking techniques done a lot in the past, and I've just never done it. And so I thought, why not have fun with this and just really play with the supplies in a fun and interesting way. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cut these black Post-it notes to fill in the boxes just like that, so that I can sort of use that black paper to bring in some of the black that's on the washi tape. And I'm just using it to mask one of the entire days. And one of the items that I put in was for my Patreon live, and I don't end up gluing that piece down, so it moves throughout the entire layout because I haven't figured out when I'm going to do that. But that was the idea, to be able to put items that I know are for sure happening in the layout and have it be in this monthly calendar. So the purpose of this monthly calendar for me is to keep track of all of my social media things, my Patreon, my YouTube, all of the things like that, all of the like quote unquote work stuff for me. And so I want to be able to put in to-do lists for things I need to do, ideas that I have. Like, that's the whole point of this entire notebook, is to just keep all of the work stuff in one location. So I'm just using the pen and that fun little tear away paper pad. It has two different designs and it's perforated in the middle so that you can use the entire thing if you want to, or you can just use half, which I am super thankful for. And I cut it down even smaller to fit in the outside part, to be able to put a running to-do list in. Sorry for the lighting going funny. I was really playing with the sun this day. It was particularly cloudy and it was moving in and out and made my lighting kind of funky, but I've pulled in this Chenille Garden paper pad. It's a 365 sheet paper pad, and I was just flipping through to see if I could find some pieces that had the same color story as some of the galaxy colors. And then I did put a piece of that London Gifties tape in on the bottom with that black piece of sticky note. So here I'm just playing with this gold pen. It's a really interesting pen. It's not a brush pen, but it's just fun. It's a really bright gold, and it's like a marker. It's very wet, and so I can get away with doing the faux calligraphy on this. And then on the other side, it has a dot edge, which you're going to see me use here. So not only am I going to use it to sort of tick items that need to happen on a particular day or things that I do on a particular day, but then I'm going to use it to actually decorate. So I thought it was really fun and really interesting, and I use it in a bunch of different ways. That was a first for me. Like I said, some of these items were very interesting, very unique, and I really enjoyed getting out of my comfort zone using them. So this again is some more of that London Gifties washi tape. Oh no, this is the Galaxy one, but I add in another purple like watercolory washi tape from London Gifties, and then I'm gonna do some stamping. So this particular stamp is not from the Stationery selection or this white ink pad, but I really wanted to play with white ink because of the black paper coming through. I thought it would be really interesting to add another color and texture element to this by adding that white ink, and it looks really, really good. I'm really proud of myself for sort of thinking outside of the box. But here I'm doing sort of a mask thing where I just stamped the whole piece of that Post-it paper, and then I'm going to stamp a bunch of these little images again on this black paper, and I'm going to fussy cut them and put them in various places around the layout. So it was really fun. It was like I said, it was really interesting to challenge myself to sort of use supplies in a different way. And I knew as soon as I saw that black sticky note, it was going to be not necessarily challenging, but definitely like interesting. So here I am. You can see I am doing the mask effect again with a bunch of stamping, just to sort of give it another element of interest. And I think it looks kind of cool. I'm using the ink pads that came in the kit, as well as a purple one that's from my own stash. And then I'm going to make some more of these blocks using the little paper pad from Shamil Garden. And I use 3 different ones, and then I end up using the extras as just like a washi tape element, where I just sort of tear and rip pieces of it and put it in various places around the layout. And I think it's really fun. It's really interesting to really play around with these colors and textures. This particular style is definitely not something that I gravitate towards naturally, but I felt for January it was an interesting way to sort of start the year by using techniques that I haven't before and colors and styles that I normally wouldn't, and just really pushing the boundaries, because that, for me, when I get these monthly kits, especially from Stationery Selection, it is all about trying things that I would never usually purchase for myself and challenging myself to get out of my comfort zone, and I love that. So just use that gold pen again to just add some gold color around the page. And here I'm, like I said, using the extra little paper bits so I don't waste any of it, and just adding these little bits throughout the entire calendar. So by the end of the month, this will be filled in with things that I have accomplished. Once the month sort of gets further along, I'll be adding in more ideas and using the back part of the journal, which is blank, for keeping track of my mail, keeping track of ideas, or challenges that I want to do for myself. It's just, I'm really excited about this entire thing, and I'm hoping to sort of use this particular insert as a way to get outside of my normal comfort zone and do techniques and use styles that I wouldn't normally do in my personal journals. So I've pulled out some clear stamps again from my stash, and I'm using this gold marker as an ink pad because, like I said, it's pretty wet, and I had a feeling that I could try to use it like a regular stamp pad and stamp it on that black paper. And I didn't get a clean enough image the first time, so I just got the stamps wet again and then went in a second time, and it stamped perfectly. And again, it adds that metallic color to the page, and it's just fun. I really liked it. So here I'm just stamping January again in a purple ink to bring more purple in, and using the gold pen to add more gold texture to the letters, and it's just fun. I was just going crazy the whole time, like, okay, what can I do next? How can I use this next? What would make this more interesting? And I really liked that the masking effect, and so I do it again here. I add this gold border to the side of the calendar, and I use the dot side of the pen to create like a confetti look inside that little block. But again, I'm using this paper, and it's a shame to have wasted it, but the effect is really good. So I'm just holding it to the edge of the border and just using this little dot thing to sort of put little different size dots inside of it. And I'm masking the edges of it, so I'm not getting any of the color on the outside of the border. In the end, it looks really good, and I had a lot of fun challenging myself to use this very interesting pen. I had some doubts with how I was going to figure this out, but like I said, that's the beauty of getting these subscription service boxes. When you get them, you have no idea what you're getting, and it's fun to challenge yourself to use them in fun and interesting ways. So I just divided the weekend away from the rest of the week with that gold pen. I was thinking about blocking it completely off, but then I decided against it, to just leave it a little bit cleaner, because once I get into the month and start writing in these little boxes, it's going to get a little more chaotic, I think. And so I don't want to make it any more chaotic than it already is, but I add some more. Here's some more of that London Gifties washi, and it's just so funny the way I rip the washi, it perfectly lined up with the previous piece on both sides. I didn't try to do that, but I was really happy. But the good thing about this London Gifties washi is that it already had gold foil on the purple watercolor look, and so it fit in perfectly with everything else. So it was an easy add, and I love it in the end. So I'm bringing it in closer so that you can see it. Sorry, I literally walked you through every single thing, but I really wanted to share the techniques and what I was doing in case you were interested and wanted to be able to replicate it yourself. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them down below. Thanks so much for hanging out. Bye.